Hey everybody, it's Meteorologist Jeff Gerber. We're going to give you a quick rundown of what's going on weather-wise here in just a minute or two. We're getting things set up so we can do a quick little live broadcast, give you a weather update. We'll be with you in just a couple minutes. Hang in there. Good morning to everybody. This is Meteorologist Jeff Gerber. We are continuing to watch the wet and cold weather across southeast Texas for this morning. We do have a winter storm warning out there for especially places north of I-10, but I've been kind of keeping an eye on things this morning. Haven't seen too many problems as far as ice buildup or anything like that with this rain coming down. It's just been kind of a cold rain this morning. Haven't seen too many places reporting ice building up. I've been particularly watching up around the Woodville area where they've been below the freezing mark this morning. Haven't seen too much in the way of any problems so far. We're going to run down kind of what's going on outside right now and then let you know what we can expect as we head through the next few days. This is really going to be the last batch of, I think, cold and wet wintry weather that we're going to have. We're going to see some colder temperatures on Friday morning, but besides that, it looks like we're finally going to start to warm up going towards the weekend and into early next week, so some good news there. All right, let's give an overall picture of what's going on here. We'll go to the satellite and radar across not only southeast Texas, but the entire state, and you can see right here in southeast Texas, we have this winter storm moving in. It's a little trough of low pressure coming in, and with that, we've been seeing mainly rain, very cold rain, but we've also been seeing a little bit of freezing rain mixed in with that, and I have not heard really a whole lot of in the way of any sleet being seen across the area. If there have been, I haven't heard any reports of it. I've been kind of monitoring the Weather Service and some of the observations, and most folks are just talking about winter weather as far as cold rain and just maybe a little bit of freezing rain here and there. That's about it. So we'll continue to watch it as we go into the rest of the day, but temperatures are already starting to warm up a little bit, and it looks like we're going to be seeing temperatures in the middle to upper 30s for later on today, so that should help us stay with just the rain out there and not to deal with any type of frozen precipitation. All right, let's take a look at the winter storm warning. It's officially for Newton, Jasper, Tyler, and Hardin counties, and goes throughout the day. And just in case we would see maybe some freezing rain or sleet, that's basically why they put out the winter storm warning. You notice Jefferson County, Orange County, not in the winter storm warning. Here's a close look at radar. And sorry for that kind of flash there of purple. What's going on is the radar is in its regular mode, but it also looks at the atmosphere, the temperatures, and whenever it has temperatures there below freezing, it wants to change that color over to like a pink or a purple, and so with temperatures right near the freezing mark, it kind of flashes those pinks and purples up there, so you get a real quick hit of pinks and purples in the radar display there. But most of it is just a cold rain out there this morning. We'll put on the temperatures here, and you can see a lot of folks above the freezing mark now. Beaumont's at 34, Orange is at 34, Port Arthur's at 33, also Silsbee's at about 33. You go up to Kirbyville, which is right at freezing. Jasper's above the freezing mark at 34. And like I said, Woodville, I've been kind of watching that area because they've been right at about 30. So if we'd see any freezing rain or maybe sleet, probably be the best location that we would see it would be somewhere up in that direction because of the colder temperatures there. But for the most part, it's just been kind of a cold rain coming down. That's all that we've been seeing. A couple of folks here at the stations have been out driving around, and they're saying, yeah, there is a few spots, icy spots from the last couple of days that are still out there around bridges and things like that that you'll need to watch out for. But getting around, if you go slow, use your head. It's not horrible out there as far as getting around. It's rainy, wet. Even on just a wet, warm day, it's slick. So just be careful driving around the area. You'll run into a few spots where still some ice is left over, so watch out for those, especially on those bridges and overpasses. But overall, not too bad getting around. Looks like those conditions will even improve more as we head towards the weekend as things start to warm up. Outside, we have quite a bit of rain still falling, but it's tapering off just a little bit in some spots. We'll continue to see the off and on rain as we go through the day. We'll kind of let this Skycam loop through the area just a little bit, and you can kind of see pictures from different parts of not only southeast Texas, but the first one here over towards LaBerge in southwest Louisiana, where they're getting a good dose of rain right now. Want to bring up a couple of things the newsroom kind of asked me to talk about. As far as power outages up in Jefferson and Newton, up the co-op up there, they're saying there's about 1,100 people still without power up that way, and they say they're not doing rolling blackouts. The reason why they're without power is just because of the weather situation and the problems with the lines with the weather and things like that. So those 1,100 people are not getting rolling blackouts. They're just having issues, and they're trying to get those fixes as quickly as they can. Also, at this point, you notice temperatures are at freezing or above. So if you've been dripping your faucets, you can go ahead and stop that. Only reason why you drip your faucets is if we're well below the freezing mark for an extended period of time. So you can turn off those faucets. You don't have to drip those anymore. We'll see another hard freeze coming up on Friday morning, and you might want to do a little dripping there, but at this point it doesn't look like you might not even have to do it there, because we'll be down in the upper 20s for a few hours on Friday, but it's not going to be a freeze like we saw yesterday morning, where we were down in the teens and single digits. So won't see anything like that in the near future for sure. So go ahead and, yeah, if you've been dripping, stop dripping. That'll help the water pressure also build up across the city. The Beaumont PD says they've been getting tons and tons of calls about people. There's a rumor going around, I guess, that they're getting ready to shut off the water. That is, the Beaumont Police Department says that is not the case. They are not going to shut off the water. If water would be shut off at all, it would be just because they're going to shut off a little section of the city or whatever to fix some broken pipes or something like that. They're not going to do an overall shut off of the water across Beaumont. That is not going to happen. They also say, you know, stop your dripping your faucets and things like that. That'll help build up the water pressure. And also, they said they're getting a lot of calls just about, you know, not really, just kind of nothing. So if you don't really have an emergency, you don't need to call the city and flood them with calls. They're trying to get things fixed as fast as they can, as far as some water pipes broken and things like that. So they're working as fast as they can to get things fixed. Let's see. Also, they said they got a lot of calls about vaccine. I guess people had appointments to get vaccines, and of course they haven't been able to do those because of the weather situation. They're going to get that back up and going as quickly as they can. I'm not sure exactly the timing on that, but they understand that they just couldn't do it here in the last few days because of the weather situation. But they are going to resume doing what they do, and they're going to try to get that back up and going, like I said, as fast as they can. I don't have details. They just told me to kind of mention that. So if you're wanting to know about getting a vaccine shot or something like that, they are trying to get that back up and going. And I'm sure on our newscast we'll give you the shout out when they're getting ready to resume that, and exactly where to go and what time and all that other stuff. Or the city will probably even reach out to you and let you know where to be and when to be there. So they understand that people were supposed to get vaccines, but they couldn't because of the weather, and they're going to be able to get that back up and going as soon as they can. So they wanted me to pass that along as well. Besides that, I think that's some of the notes that they wanted me to kind of pass on while we're kind of doing this update. Hope you've been looking at the sky cams from across the area. You can notice temperatures right near the freezing mark. I haven't seen anything as far as, you know, any buildup of ice like we saw earlier in the week with all the sleet or anything like that. It's just been, temperatures have been holding generally into the lower to middle 30s out there. It's just a cold, wet rain, and looks like here on I-10 things are going around pretty smoothly. As long as people are taking it slow. I want to show you the 7-day forecast. Now, tomorrow morning, once again, we'll be down around the freezing mark. I have a 20% chance of precipitation on Thursday morning. That's a little weak upper air disturbance that's going to go by the lakes area, and you might catch a couple of sleet pellets with that, but that's not going to be a big deal at all. So we'll be down around the freezing mark tomorrow morning. Then we jump into the 40s tomorrow. And then, like I said, on Friday morning, we'll see a bit of a hard freeze. We'll be down into the middle 20s for a few hours on Friday morning. That's another morning where you need to watch the pets. And if you haven't, if your pipes made it through the last round, you're definitely going to make it through Friday morning. But up to 46 on Friday, and then the weekend, 57 on Saturday, 67 on Sunday. And then we get back to where we should be. Monday and Tuesday, our normal high right now is 66, our normal low is 47, and that's what we're going to be seeing, something close to that, 60s and 40s as far as highs and lows. So definitely looking at pretty dry forecast there early next week with normal like temperature readings. We'll actually start those on Sunday and go through Monday and Tuesday. So not looking too bad there as far as our weather, but yeah, we a lot of folks excited to get snow and it's going to be fun, and then after you have to do this for about 3 or 4 days, it's like, I am so done with this, I am so over this. And I think a lot of people are in that situation right now. It's like, get me back to my Southeast Texas weather. I am done with the snow and ice and cold temperatures. All right, once again, here's a look at radar. And like I said, the majority of it's just a cold rain out there. There might be a few places getting a very light dose of some freezing rain, but like I said, I haven't heard any reports. If you have anything like that, if you're seeing some ice built up on anything around your house, say you have a sign out front or some, I don't know, your railing around the front of your porch or something, it's getting the ice build up with some freezing rain, take a picture and send it into our app and let us see some of that ice that's coming down. If you see some ice around the area, let me know, and I can note that and also pass it along to the Weather Service and let them know there is some freezing rain and there's some buildup here and there. But overall, I was looking at drivetexas.org. I don't see any really big road closures around there. I think a couple of bridges might be, it's Rainbow Bridge still closed. I think they might still have that shut down just because of the freezing rain across the area for today, but then that should be able to open that, I would imagine. Yeah, the Rainbow Bridge looks like it's still closed with the ice on it. I'm sure after, tomorrow, once we start to get up into the 40s, they'll probably start to hopefully open that up. But right now, the Rainbow Bridge is closed according to drivetexas.org. So anyway, just wanted to do a real quick update, let you folks know that we are staying on top of the weather. It's just kind of a cold rain out there. We don't see any widespread problems as far as icy roads or anything like that. What we do see is just a couple of areas on bridges that are still a little icy, so take care on bridges here and there. If you're going to be out and about today, slow down, just take your time, get where you got to go. It's just a wet, cold day across the area, and this will be the last day that we really have to deal with widespread rainfall. After today, the forecast is calling for drier weather heading towards Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then again next week. I have that small chance of rain on Monday, but for the most part, really after today, it's a very dry forecast and a warmer forecast heading towards the weekend into early next week. So one quick look right back here at kind of the big picture. I also want to show you that we had this one storm system, and then after that, things are going to be quiet as we head towards the next several days. Matter of fact, you can actually see what I was talking about. If I can, we've got the storm system today, and then this little quick disturbance is going to come flying through towards the lakes area for tomorrow, really early in the morning, and then that will be that 20% chance of maybe a little bit of sleet or here and there going into tomorrow morning. So that shouldn't be a big deal at all. Let me go past the warning and go back to the radar. Let me put the temperatures back up there again. And you can see, once again, Woodville below the freezing mark, everybody else at freezing or above. So it's just a cold rain across the area this morning, even though there's a lot of pink there, especially northern parts of Newton County. Haven't had a lot of reports of freezing rain or anything like that. It's just been cold rain for this morning, and we'll continue to see that rain come down. Still rain all the way back to Houston, so we'll see some scattered rain throughout the morning. Okay, I'm just getting an update. There's a road closure, US 96. In Evadale. In Evadale, the FM, what is it again? Due to ice. 96 at FM 105. So 96 at FM 105, the overpass there is closed in Evadale because of some ice on the overpass there. And that's where we're seeing mainly most of the problems is on the bridges and overpasses. Again today, that cold air gets up under the bridge and that freezes things over. So be careful. And energy, they're saying the energy outages are increasing a little bit. it's not the rolling blackouts, it's just a problem with the weather. There's about 2,000, I guess, energy outages here in the last hour and a half, so they're trying to get to those and get those fixed. Let me see if I can pull up a map here. You won't be able to see it at home, but I can see it here at my desktop, and let's see what I can see as far as the outages. Okay. I'll zoom in and let's see. Looks like there's a lot of energy. It looks like there's a lot of outages up towards the Silsbee area. And what else? So not widespread. I mean, what was it yesterday? We had over 100,000 outages, but now in the last hour or so, there's been a couple of thousand outages. Yeah, mostly Hardin, Orange, and Tyler counties as far as some outages. So they're trying to get to those as fast as they can and get some of that stuff taken care of. But they're aware of those outages. So yeah, about 1,700 in Jefferson County. Like I said, compared to over 100,000, 120,000, I think at one point yesterday when they were doing the rolling outages. I think it's not too bad, but they're working on different things. It looks like over towards China. China's got some outages over there, a good portion there. But you can always go to Energy Texas and look up the power outage map. It's right there in the front, and you can see exactly which streets are out and what streets are working there. This looks like down towards FM 365, Jefferson County. There's a whole stretch there without power. So there's different things, but a couple thousand people without power and energy, which is not bad compared to what we were looking at yesterday. And then, as we mentioned earlier, the 1,100 up at the Jefferson Newton Co-op, they're working to get those fixed. That is not a rolling blackout situation. That is just problems with the weather and the lines. So they're trying to get that fixed as fast as they can. So I think I've covered everything I need to cover. There's a little bit of weather and a lot of other things going on. So just trying to let you folks know what's happening here in Southeast Texas. Of course, at noon today, so in about an hour, we're going to have our newscast on NBC or KJAC, and we'll give you a rundown of everything that's going on. Of course, if you don't have power, a lot of times you won't watch with your TV, but you can always go to our app on your phone. I'm sure that's how you're getting this update. Go to our app, and we have a live button there. You can watch the newscast live on our app, and we'll run down everything that's going on. I'll give you another rundown on the weather, show you what's going on there, and they'll let you know officially what's going on. I'm just trying to, like I said, I have a bunch of notes jotted down trying to get some information out to folks. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up this morning. Cold rain, be careful on the roadways, especially the bridges and overpasses. There are some power outages out there. They're trying to get those fixed. Once again, make sure you turn off those faucets. You don't need to drip those anymore. Places, don't forget Beaumont, you have to boil water. There's a bunch of places where you need to boil water now, and we're going to have a whole list of those coming up in an hour on our noon show and let you know what you need to do there. So we're trying to stay on top of everything. They're gathering information right now in the newsroom, and they're going to get that out to you here coming up at noon officially. So I want to let you know to check the app then, and you can watch our noon show. If you do have power and you're just watching this on your app, you can turn on the TV, NBC, KJAC, and we'll have our complete half-hour noon show coming up at noon today. You all have a good morning, and I'll talk to you soon.